Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. Today is the day that we complete a heist. It's not the only thing we're doing today, we're doing one more thing. But at the very least, we're gonna do a heist today. But before we can get to that, we have one more fight that I failed to do last time. It was too late on the day to do it. So we have one fight cooked up and ready, and another cooked up and ready for Tate and for Liza. Yes, both of those at once, I'm well aware. I'm just phrasing myself a little poorly there. Where is my plans thing? There we go. We are going to quickly go over the plan for both of these fights. First, for the one prior to Tate and Liza, and then for Tate and Liza properly. So for Tate and Liza, we'll need 5 Mons. We would need Winona. We need Ingo to sit this one out. We need Raihan back in the field. What the fuck is this calc? Exclamation mark calc. Then you can find this one as well. There's 2 main calcs. There's the Nuzlocke Optimizer one, which is this one, and there's the Silmar one. I prefer the Nuzlocke Optimizer one because it has fancy shit that the other one doesn't. Like, you can edit in-house, like you can, oh hey, let's put him at 82 for this fight. Save change. And now when I go back and we go front to it, it's still 82. I can put an item on it, jump away, jump back, and it's still there. I can do damage, and the damage is actually shown. There's some bugs in this one. So there's absolutely some reasons to go for the ordinary one, the showdown-based calculator. I just like the tools that this one provides. Where were we? I need a Raihan. I need... Seems interesting. Yeah, no, I agree. I prefer this one for that, like for all those reasons. And then I don't need a 6th, actually. I'm gonna quickly just grab items. Put this in the bag, that in the bag, that in the bag, this in the bag. And then we need to give items. You need Dragon Fang. It's all the way to the bottom. You need... citrus. Oh, I should not have put the other one away, huh? Oh well. We need black glasses. And we need melee to hold nothing. That is supposedly the team. It is for this fight. So the Merrill does whatever it does. We don't really care. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be using Mega Altaria, and we're gonna be using Hisuian Electrode. Hisuian Electrode is gonna be the mon that baits. No, sorry. Altaria is gonna be the one that baits. Because it baits down the line to Tauros. And because of the tailwind that we set up. Where is it? Tailwind? We can outspeed everything with the Altaria. So next turn we can just KO the Passimian before Tauros can do anything. Then Greninja comes in. Tauros will still try to go for roleplay. Facade and whatever Electrode does can kill it. Actually, no. Is that true? No, it's even better. Just Altaria kills. Just Altaria kills, and Electrode can do some chip to Tauros. It shows that he can be KO'd right now. That's not true because I'm at 85. Then Lycanroc comes in. Lycanroc sees that I can kill it with either Mon. Actually, no, he doesn't see that I can kill it. So he can just go for Stone Edge into either slot. I have something else written down. Okay, but that works too. Because I would bait in Greninja and just Altaria kills. And in the meantime, I can deal some chip. And the Wood Hammer recoil never does anything. And then on turn 3 or on turn 4, we kill Passemion with Torterra. Because at 85... Lycanroc is dead to Wood Hammer. And the roleplays Tauros tries to do fail every single turn. And I would Moonblast with Altaria a second time, which would KO the Tauros. Supposedly. Because the Wood Hammer does enough to where Moonblast kills after it. Right. And with Tailwind ending, Torterra can take every single move, Altaria can take every single move, and they can combine and deal enough damage to KO. Probably, but if not, then there's a combination of Dragapult and Honchkrow in the back to make it work. Right, okay, that looks about as safe as can be. We are battle ready. Let's do this fight real quick so we can get to the real meat of this fight. So before anything else, with this fight, with the Tate and Liza fight rather, I want opinions. Because I have 2 lines for this fight. One which involves using 3 heart skills and sacking 1 Mon. And one involving 2 heart skills and sacking 1, but up to 3. And I can also bring that down even further to a 1 heart skill line. So I'd love to hear what you guys would think is like the better choice as we work towards it. Both of them are guaranteed to win, guaranteed to heist. Yeah. Need to make sure that the Mons are in the right slots. Depends how many skills I have and all. I have 4 heart skills at the moment. And as you can see, 23 deaths. I need Raihan and Winona, and there we go. Okay. And then we go here. This one I fought... I believe that's the next one, but I'm not 100% on that. If the guys you're scanning aren't that good from now on, then I'd probably go for the 1 to 2 skill line, but then also I've not made it to this point yet, so don't listen to me too much. So, I will go into detail later as to what the skills are. Like, there's one obvious skill that I would need for both, and that's a roleplay on Kecleon. You need that for heist. You just need to do that. The others would be scaling the attack of my Dragapult, and the third would be scaling the attack of Sneasler. Both of them good, but the investment is not that big compared to how you could use a heart skill, is the thing. I believe this is the one I already did, though. Am I wrong? Double check, Helix slot 1, Altaria slot 2. Check the items. Itemless Melee, Altaria Knight, Citrus, Black Glasses, Dragon Fang. And I have Torkoal in the back because he was still there. Let's do it. I may be past my prime, but I suggest you not patronize me. You're not getting through to the end, not if I can help it. It's not Psychic Virgil Innate, it's Gentleman Clifford and Psychic Macy. Oh, I forgot to update the names on this one. Okay, that's fine, because I am talking about the right fight. So, Marill here has huge power and Misty Explosion. For that reason, we're going to Magical Leaf. And we're going to Tailwind, because Marill will always do that Misty Explosion. It might even do so while clicking, while having its Quick Claw activate. Marill is level 1 though, so the damage is on a crit 2. Oh no, anyway. Passimian has Receiver and has Detect. It is incredibly incentivized to click Detect here to the point where it will always click it on turn 1. That is the information I have found. So I can safely click Tailwind here as Passimian does absolutely nothing. Let's see if it's correct. We set up Tailwind so we can just kind of bring down everyone on one side of the field. Winona has the typing to make everything work well. There we go, Detect. Okay, that is correct then. Now, the Passimian got huge power, thanks to its Receiver. We have set up Tailwind, and Winona here baits in the Tauros. Tauros intimidates us. That Intimidate is not relevant because we're only going to be using special moves with these two mons. Now, Passimian sees a kill with Close Combat, Rock Slide, Poison Jab. No, only Close Combat and Poison Jab on Melee and Poison Jab on Winona. We are safe to click Volt Switch and Moonblast onto Passimian. Passimian has a Focus Sash, so we need to break it first. That's why Melee is using Volt Switch. Tauros has Roleplay, and it's heavily incentivized to click a Roleplay while there's something on the field that he wants to Roleplay. Huge Power is one of the abilities for that fight. Told you I will be here, but I actually need 20 more minutes to wait for me. I have one fight in between, so 20 minutes is probably about how long that will take. Moonblast and Volt Switch kill Passimian before either of Tauros or Passimian can do anything. Tauros will never see a kill into Electrode because I am level 85 and return then does not do enough. And in the meantime, he does not have the damage to make this work. I should be correct. Volt Switch. And we go to Ramos. Right, double checking. Volt Switch into Torterra. Yep. And Moonblast KOs Passimian. It's a range, technically, but it's a range where Electrode finishes off the range anyway. Winona did one, and Roleplay fails. Roleplay is also incentivized on Protean. So we are safe here to click Woodhammer into Tauros. Woodhammer on Tauros will never KO it at level 83, but always deals enough damage. And Winona is faster than Greninja and can Moonblast before it can do anything. Tauros will once again try to roleplay, and it will once again fail to do so. Okay, we have one more turn of Tailwind at this point. Took some recoil, roleplay, and it fails. There's one more ability that also has roleplay incentivized, and that's Tough Claws. Like in Rock Dusk has Tough Claws. annoying word to say. Anyway. We can click Woodhammer on Lichen Rock. The Excel Rock, we are faster with Torterra in Tailwind. Barely at level 83. No, not barely. Enough. And Woodhammer is guaranteed to KO the Lichen Rock. In the meantime, Moonblast is enough on Tauros to take that kill. Lichen Rock would go for Excel Rock. That does nothing to Ramos, at least not enough to the point where Ramos would die to the recoil. Moonblast here KOs. And then more experience. And Woodhammer KOs. Leaving just the Golduck. At 110 HP, I believe, yeah, okay, our Citrus Berry should activate. And the damage that Golduck can do, we are no longer in Tailwind, is not enough to make me worry. So rather than the line I had cooked up, I know that he's gonna cross chop into Torterra so I can Giga Drain safely. And he would Zen Headbutt into Winona. But we have some wiggle room. I'm gonna Moonblast here anyway. Hurt by Life Orb. I got flinched. Unfortunate, but not a big deal. Giga Drain is absolutely hurting anyway. We could not click Woodhammer there for the very simple reason if he was to cross chop us first, the recoil could have killed us. But now it's no longer the case and Moonblast kills. And this fight was trivial. This was not the fight we were here for anyway, it was just a prelude. You overflow with the power of youth. How could you be so ludicrously blah, words. And this is the button that allows us to go back and face Tate and Liza. Let's heal and let's prepare. Let's beaten optional. Beaten. We have two fights. We have Tate, and we also, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm just gonna put this guy on focus and this guy on unbeaten. Shukaberry, thank you for the follow. So we have Tate and we have Liza. Tate, Liza. First Tate. Tate is the easy part of this fight, and is also where the heist is incredibly important. Because Hoopa here has Magician. Magician is an ability that when you hit your opponents, you can steal their item. If you can roleplay that, thank you, Shukaberry, thank you for the good luck. If you can roleplay the Magician, or copy that ability in any way, shape, or form, you are able to steal the item that Hoopa has, which is a Leftovers. A Leftovers will allow you to steal the, which can be traded in as a scanner item. These scanner items are the Choice Band, Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, the Assault Vest, and the Leftovers, if I'm not mistaken. It's the main three that you need to worry about are the choice items. Normally, you can only get one, but by performing this so-called heist, you can get two. We are gonna be successfully finishing that heist today, but we have two solutions to the fight so far. I have not written out the second because I came up with it last night. Or, yeah, like yesterday, and I did not fully finish writing it out. Actually, before anything else, I want to change the music real quick. I don't have a Spotify set up yet. I was talking about that last stream. I didn't have time to do that yet. I'm just gonna go to Lily Cove, I guess. Sure. I need this screen and this screen. So, for Tate and Liza, I have two options. The main fighter for this fight is always my Dragapult. At level 85, he has enough speed to take out every single one of these 7. Provided I have a Life Orb. And provided I scale his attack. It's already 22, so going to 31 is kind of a waste. But I am also aware that there are some very good perks to having a max Dragapult, because he is an attack boosting nature. So bringing that to 31 does have perks. Specifically, I believe it's for the Drake fight and like some of Wallace. There might be others, I've not really delved into it too much, but those are the main 2. Then, for both fights, I'm gonna need Kecleon, Ilima. Max Tech Dragapult helps on Seafloor Kevin Shelly too if you can remove the misty terrain. So that requires me to use Defog, no? Right, because Defog removes terrains, I believe. I think... I've not calced that whatsoever. I could look into it, but not for now. First, let's like go over that. Steel Roller, Defog doesn't run in Bun. Ah. Yeah, I don't have Steel Roller, so that's not relevant then. I also should show off the plans real quick. So one of the fights is one with 2 to 3 sacks, 2 of which are optional depending on how the fight goes. And one of them, my other line, and that one only needs 2 skills, maybe even 1. Depends on how risky I want to be. I may not need to use this skill. The other one is here with 3 scales and a different sack, specifically Orbital. I'm gonna go over this line real quick first, just to show off that like this one is safe, and show what I would need to scale. It already kind of shows it over there, but yeah. I need Sharpedo, I need Hisuian Electrode, and I need Orbital. First off, this bit is kind of easy. Azelf sees a kill on Sneasler, and we need to bring Azelf down to below 10%. To guarantee that, while still guaranteeing a different solution, we need to scale the attack of Sneasler and use a Muscle Band. That way, we deal 90% minimum, or 91% minimum, so that Azelf is always put into boom range. The reason we cannot use a Black Glass for this fight is the Tapu Lele. If I were to use Black Glasses, I cannot kill Tapu Lele with 1 Poison Jab. Not guaranteed. And at 17 attack, which is my standard, it's even less possible, right? I could, in theory, still run Muscle Band, because that is enough for Tapu Lele, but then this is a range. And not really a favorable one, I believe. Because 10% is 24. So I would need to deal at least 224 damage. So there would be 4 rolls of knockoff that would completely break this line apart from turn 1. So I would need to scale Sneasler's attack. Then there's the Latios, who's going to go for Zen Headbutt. Actually, no, I would swap to Dragapult on the Explosion. Phantom Force takes out the Latios, dodges the Future Sight. Dragon Darts takes out the Zoroark. And then you stall the Hoopa until you get the item. Like, it's pretty standard, right? Not really special. Same with Fight 2. I can Poison Jab Tapu Lele for the kill with the Muscle Band if I go to... without even going to max attack, but if I go to max attack, I can even do it. I can do it even easier. I do still need some sort of boost on top of the scaling, though. That will bait in the Metagross, always going for Zen Headbutt or Earthquake. This is where I bring in a sack. Specifically, I would be sacking Orbeetle. Because of the damage that Zen Headbutt or Earthquake do, and because I do some pre-damage earlier, I want to double check real quick. It is Earthquake also. But I can guarantee that Orbeetle is in range of a Pursuit, which is the move Metagross would be clicking instead of Meteor Mash, which is kind of what would break the line. And then Orbeetle is getting sacked. I would bring in Electrode, Volt Switch. I would go to Sharpedo on the Zen Headbutt. I would Mega Evolve, always living a crit. At 85, nothing he can do can crit kill me. Case in point. I would flip turn, I would go back to Dragapult, and with a Life Orb equipped, Phantom Force, after the flip turn and the Volt Switch. Let me show that off correctly. After the Volt Switch and the Mega Evolved level 85 flip turn, Phantom Force is a guaranteed kill. Hoopa comes in. I need to scale the attack to guarantee Hoopa Unbound is dead to Dragon Darts. But there is an alternate solution in using Sharpedo here to take Zen Headbutt or Hyperspace Fury. But it would risk Sharpedo or probably just kill it. That said, if it doesn't, then I could also crunch here, get Latios in going for Dragon Pulse or Aura Sphere. No, that doesn't work. Anyway, I would then, so I'd need to scale Dragapult's attack, Dragon Darts, Hoopa for the kill, because at 31 with a Life Orb, that is exactly enough. And then Dragon Darts again for kill. Pretty clear and clear-cut fight, right? Takes a while, and it needs 3 scales, but it works. And I would only need to sacrifice Orbeetle, who is probably the worst mon in my box. The alternate I have loses a scale, potentially 2. Loses Kecleon instead of Orbeetle, and risks the lives of Sharpedo, Crocodile, and Gyarados, but never 3 of them, at most 2 of them. Depending on if I use 2 heart skills or 1, it's like risking 1 of their lives or 2 of their lives. The general idea is between Gyarados and Crocodile and Primarina, which is also in my team, Gyarados and Crocodile, I have 2 Intimidators and 3 immunities. Those 3 immunities allow me to fully stall the Latios, giving me a completely free switch to Dragapult to take him out, and do the exact same thing as before, without requiring while still enabling the Zelf line by using Kecleon for that instead of Sneasler. In doing so, I would be sacrificing Kecleon to Lele. Then I would be using Dragapult to take out the Lele, Dragapult to take out the Hoopa Unbound, but I could also choose to take a hit with Crocodile, live the hit, I will always live the hit, and with a Citrus always heal outside of Hyperspace Fury range, especially considering he goes to -1. And this would bring me to like 53. Baiting Aura Sphere, I can then go back to Dragapult, and because he's then at -1 defense, I don't need to scale the attack. However, there is a small chance that it goes wrong earlier with the stalling of Latios. Because at any point in time, initial thought for me is that given that it is Kecleon and having a fake out Pokemon for Space Sensor attack that could be sacked sometimes needed, I'd personally prefer the line that sacks Orbeetle. Yeah, I understand. That's like one of the main hiccups I have with this line, is I would be sacking one of my 2 fake out mons. Especially the slow fake out that Kecleon does would kind of suck. It's been brought to a few fights in this in the gym specifically, where I would say it helped quite a bit. There's also the matter of the Metagross in the late game of that line, which is why I would be bringing Sharpedo still. I'm gonna put Torkoal here to make it a little easier to digest. It's not that I'm bringing Torkoal, I'd be bringing these 6, right? It's either... You know what, let's do it this way. It's either I bring these 3, put them in the trash for now. It's always these 3, and then either this lineup or that lineup. I think this is the best way to look at it. Anyway, with this line, there's one more thing. In the Liza part, this is not fixed yet because this is just a copy of the other one. In the Liza part of this fight, I would be using... I'd still be using Sharpedo, but I would risk his life after a few Intimidates. What do I mean by that? Lele is getting... Kecleon is getting sacked to Lele. I go to Dragapult, Phantom Force kills. Hoopa comes in, and I can do one of 2 things. I can either say, okay, you know what? I'll take the hits. I'll take the second scale and KO the Hoopa outright. And then for Latios, I use a combination of Primarina and either Gyarados or Sharpedo to take out the Latios, depending on the move that it uses. I would go to Latios. I'm gonna put these 2 back because I just said why I wanted to do that. I'd use Primarina and bait a random move between Aura Sphere, Mystical Fire, and Calm Mind. Encored into that move. And then Moonblast once or twice, and then I could use Gyarados if he uses Aura Sphere or Mystical Fire. Or Sharpedo if he uses Calm Mind. Crucially, because I don't show a kill with Sharpedo, I can then Mega Evolve early and take him out with Crunch before he does anything and has any chance to switch. So that's a cool bit of this fight, of this idea. Then for the Metagross, I would have either Sharpedo in or Gyarados in. Gyarados would guarantee Zen Headbutt, giving me a free switch to Crocodile. And then I can do like a back and forth between Crocodile and Gyarados. And I can also bring Sharpedo into that mix. So I can get Mega Metagross down to a like -3-ish. Potentially giving Sharpedo the ability to 1v1. And if that were to fail, I have Dragapult, Phantom Force in the back. Because like before, I can still always live one attack from the Mega Metagross. And deal insane damage with this Crunch. Those are the risks of this fight. So I'm effectively risking like some 50-50s and a crit. I think that's the best way to put it. There's one other thing. With the Latios PP stall, these three, at some point he's going to run out of Draco Meteors and it's just going to be Gyarados and Crocodile. It will be at a point where Crocodile has brought down Latios to -6 already. So the Earthquake here does pitiful damage. However, if that Earthquake were to crit, then I would be in trouble, because I can no longer use Crocodile for the one switch I would have for Hoopa. That's why I would use a second scale there. So I don't need to do that switch, and I could still use Crocodile for Metagross without any worry. Furthermore, because of that Latios shenanigans, however, is kind of a small chance. Because Latios can Draco Meteor, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, Dragon Dance, and I can bait Dragon Dance for a long time. But I have a 60% chance every turn to see the attacking move. So across like the first 20 turns, I run him out of his Draco Meteor and have like half of his Zen Headbutts gone. There's gonna be 8 of the Zen Headbutts gone. So I just need to see Zen Headbutt 7 times, and then it's safe to do like some chip with Gyarados. And that chip can stack up quite quickly because Skill Shot still hurts. The one issue with that is at some point I can no longer guarantee what's the idea there? What was it again? I cannot guarantee that Dragapult can come in at some point. Though, that's not really relevant because I can always bring him down below 50% with Bounce. Thus, he could just kind of go for random moves for a long while until he's run out of Earthquakes. Because Earthquake will be 0 and Dragon Dance will be -20. So he's more inclined to go for Dragon Dance than for Earthquake than to go for Dragon Dance. So I can still stall him out of Earthquake. And the same applies with Crocodile. If he runs out of Earthquakes first, I can do the same but with Zen Headbutt and knock off an Embargo instead. So, conclusion, the chance there is kind of minimal. But it's a chance that I would need to work my way around. I can assess as the fight goes if I need to run that or like rip that chance, because at some point I can just attack with Crocodile and risk the chance of getting Earthquake crit. That would be the main risk there. If that doesn't happen, there's the other risk of Metagross being the Mega Metagross that it is. If he crits the Sharpedo while he is at like the -2 or 3, I need to sack Mega Sharpedo as well. But that is specifically him critting, and only him critting. There's also like, he could click Meteor Mesh every single time and get the attack boost, thus neutralizing the effect I would have with the other switches and whatever. I've talked myself out of this line. I will sacrifice 3 scales and I'm gonna use these 3. That way, the Mon that I sacrifice is not nearly as valuable. It's orbital. And it looks to be mostly safe. It's a lot safer. So we're gonna be doing this one with the 3 scales. Let's prepare. We need, on the team, the main bruiser in Raihan, the speedy demon of Meli, the slippery Alima, the aggressive Sharpedo that is Courtney, the sass of Ingo, and finally, the life of Berg. They're gonna be each equipped with some good items. Ingo wants some style on his fight, so he's gonna be using the muscle band. The muscle band. Courtney wants to show off her strength, and the way she wants to do that is by mega evolving. She's gonna be holding the Sharpedo Knight. Ilima is slippery and does not need an item. Meli is going to be holding a magnet. She wants to increase her speed by using some magnetism, I guess. And finally, our muscle wants to be as strong as possible using a life orb. And Berg, yeah, you're there and you need to sacrifice your life. The best way to do that is by not holding an item. Then we are going to be leveling people. We need to level Alima up to 82. I don't remember why exactly, but I'm gonna go with it. We need Courtney at max level of 85. And then we're gonna save, and we're gonna invest the heart scales. I have already written them down on my end. And now we're sending them. We're going to be using 1 heart scale to remember a move. Alima is going to be learning roleplay. Roleplay is the way that we're going to be getting Magician. The move that we are getting rid of, I have written it down, is going to be Knockoff. It's served as well, but the priority of Sucker Punch is probably going to be more useful than the item removal of Knockoff in the few fights that we're still going to be bringing Ilima. We're also going to get rid of Drain Punch. That's going to be in due time. I get Roleplay. Then we're gonna use we're gonna not remember a move. We are gonna be maximizing IVs. We are gonna be giving Ingo a heart skill to maximize his attack. Maximize Ingo's attack IV. Yes. We are going to be maximizing another IV Raihan is gonna maximize his attack IV as well. To maximize your Raihan's attack IV, yes. Because Raihan has an attack boosting nature, this allows it to hit some breakpoints it otherwise wouldn't. We are now one step removed from ready for this heist. We're gonna be teaching Feint Attack to Ilima. Feint Attack is gonna replace Drain Punch because we need a attack that can take on the Hoopa. Drain Punch is a fighting type. Hoopa would be a ghost type. Feint Attack is the best way to give him a good attack for that. We could also give him Ice Punch or Thunder Punch. You usually see those moves be clicked instead, or be given instead. It's mostly irrelevant. I figured that that Feint Attack might as well speed up the process a little better. Alright, Raihan, time to fly over and start the heist. We need to infiltrate this base as best as we can. Jeez, that hour went by fast. We're gonna scoot on past the security. The security has already been taken out by the accomplices. And with that, we open up the way to Tate and to Liza. Gonna move everyone out of the way again. And now we're gonna go here so we can get ready. Ooh, I'm nervous. I am so nervous. We need to lead with Ingo. We are going to be using Raihan for this fight. We're going to be using Ilima for this first fight. And Courtney for this first fight. We're also going to be using Berg. Melly is the only one sitting it out. I got this. I hope so. Muscle Band, Life Orb, nothing. Sharpedo Knight, nothing. Magnets. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Let's put the focus on gym leader number 1. Here we go. Ah! I am so nervous. No, I should control Hoopa. You're not worthy of Hoopa. What makes you worthy? I'm the oldest twin, so I should. That's not fair. Life's not fair. I got it. I got it. There's a trainer here. There's a trainer here. Let's use them to settle this. Oof. Leader Tate would like to battle. Leader Tate leads with an Azelf. Azelf, as a faster mon than my Ingo, is incentivized to only click Future Sight. As a result, we are safe to click Knockoff because Future Sight will not target us this turn quite yet. Okay. Knockoff brings Azelf down to at least 10%. It doesn't KO it because it has a Focus Ash, but it will always put it in a range where he's like, I have no HP remaining, I'm gonna go out with a bang. Azelf here always clicks Explosion. Also, keep in mind that Future Sight. We will see that Future Sight hit us in 2 turns. Raihan comes in on the Explosion and takes it for free. There's the Explosion, and Azelf is down. 1 of 8. Raihan is faster than and KOs the entire opposing side. Remember, we have the Future Sight still to worry about. So while both Dragon Darts, Draco Meteor, and Phantom Force kill the Latios, even after it Mega Evolves, we are going to be specifically using Phantom Force here. Phantom Force is used here to first go ahead, use your Mega Evolution. I know you want to. Mega Latios. We Phantom Force, and in doing so, we dodge Draco Meteor, dodge the Future Sight, and take out the Latios. Raihan now takes 1 tick of Life Orb. Zoroark comes in. Wait. What? Why does Hoopa come in early? You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna skip this entire line. Dragon Darts kill the Hoopa. I was well aware. This was Zoroark. Zoroark was also dead to Dragon Darts. And yeah, no worries there. Life Orb take number 2. We specifically need to not take any more from this point forward for 2 reasons. Hoopa sees a kill with Hyperspace Hole on Dragapult if I were to have taken 3 ticks of Life Orb damage. As an aside, Dragapult could not KO the Azelf guaranteed if I were to use it instead of the Sneasler here. This is where the slow burn begins of the heist. Because Hoopa here sees a kill with Shadow Ball. We're gonna go to Ilima and take that Shadow Ball. That is Shadow Ball number 1. We're gonna PP stall this Hoopa until it has absolutely no PP remaining. So this is gonna take a while. Hoopa sees a highest damage in Aura Sphere, and it could also sub up. We are gonna go to Raihan on the Substitute or the Aura Sphere. Let's see which of the 2 it is. It's Substitute. It's never substituting while it has a Substitute up, so we are now safe to just kind of switch back and forth. Ilima is going to come in on Shadow Ball once again. And that's Shadow Ball number 2. Leftovers. Yeah. Now it's always Aura Sphere. We can go to Raihan. And Aura Sphere, that's number 3. Wait, that's Aura Sphere number 1, actually. And Shadow Ball again. Ilima takes a Shadow Ball. Yup. Raihan takes the Aura Sphere. Ilima takes a Shadow Ball. Raihan takes the Aura Sphere, so that's 2 of each. Need to keep writing it out. So 2 of each extra. I'm gonna do that after 2 of each every time. Ilima. And Raihan. And Ilima. And Raihan. And that's 2 more of each. Then we go to Ilima. And we go to Raihan. And we go to Ilima. I did something wrong there. This needs to go to 6. This needs to go to 5. Shoot. I lost count now. I think I went to 7 and to 6 just now. Yeah, no, I went to 7 and to 6. So we go to Ilima. That's Shadow Ball number 8. We go to Raihan. That's Aura Sphere number 7. We go to Ilima. That's Shadow Ball number 9. And Aura Sphere to Raihan. That's Aura Sphere number 8. So we need to do this 6 more times. Ilima. Raihan. Ilima. Raihan. Ilima. Raihan. That's another 3. So we should be on 12 and 11. Ilima. Raihan. Ilima. Raihan. So this should be 14 Shadow Balls. There should be one more. Ilima. Please don't tell me I miscounted, because I'm gonna be killing myself otherwise. 15. And Aura Sphere. This is always Aura Sphere, so he's now on 14 Aura Spheres used, and all Shadow Balls should be gone. We are now going to go to Berg. Berg takes the hyperspace hole that's now going to be clicked. Please tell me I counted correctly. I did. 1 hyperspace hole. We're going to be using that because we need Berg to take a bit of chip. Berg once again baits hyperspace hole, so we're going to go to Courtney. I'm going to double check that because I need to make sure that that's the case. At 82, when Shadow Ball has run out, he's always going to go for a hyperspace hole. He's never going to go for Aura Sphere. So we are safe to go to Courtney on the hyperspace hole, bringing that to 2. So now there's an equal amount of hyperspace hole and Aura Sphere remaining. This is a guaranteed Aura Sphere. So we are safe to go to Raihan and see Aura Sphere number 15. Because Sharpedo is always dead to Aura Sphere. This is once again hyperspace hole. We go to Courtney. 5 remaining of his attacking PP. Of each of his attacking PP, rather. So we go to Raihan. We go to Courtney. We go to Raihan. We go to Courtney. That's another 2. We go to Raihan. We go to Courtney. That's 3. We go to Raihan. We go to Courtney. That's 4. We go to Raihan. We go to Courtney, that's 5. So now we click Flip Turn, because we are faster and the Flip Turn still breaks a sub. And he only has Substitute PP remaining. If I'm correct. I'm gonna, for the sake of safety, go to Raihan to check it. I am correct. That would absolutely have been an Aura Sphere, and there were equal amounts of Aura Spheres and hyperspace holes remaining, so we are now safe to go to Ilima and finish off the heist. With Hoopa fully out of its attacking PP. Otherwise he would have clicked hyperspace hole there. We can click a roleplay that goes through substitute. So we are safe to click roleplay here, and it should work. Giving us the magician ability. Hoopa gets a bit more leftovers, we feint attack. And from this point forward, That was substitute number 4. We need to keep that in mind, because we need to make sure that we don't see him die to struggle. Leftovers heals him. We feign attack. We feign attack. So that's 6 substitutes. We feign attack. 7. We feign attack. That's 8. And we... Does magician work if it feints the Hoopa? Is that the reason people don't do it this way? Magician. So I didn't steal... You still steal the item. Thank God, because this should not... The substitute should fail. Feint attack KOs the Hoopa. And in KOing it... we magician the leftovers. And get the leftovers. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Okay. Part 1 of the heist is complete. Now it's just getting out. That was a surprise to me. Hoop and I will show you how it's done. Get ready, I'm much stronger than my little brother. Part 2 of the heist. Or part 2 of the gym fight, rather. Liza. Barely too late. No, you missed the boring part, to be fair. You missed the... Oh, I need to count PP. It's a little more than 20 minutes, unfortunately, because I remembered when you said that, and that was 40 minutes ago. Okay. Ingo here is holding a muscle band and has had its attack scaled up. Poison Jab therefore kills Tapu Lele. This will bait in the Mega Metagross. Because Mega Metagross sees a slow kill with its psychic move, Zen Headbutt. Now, initially, I had written out that I would just go to Sharpedo on the psychic move and use his flip turn. Unfortunately, that flip turn deals ever so slightly... Oh my god, I forgot to block that. Go away. Unfortunately, that psychic of that flip turn from Sharpedo, if I Mega Evolve, does not do enough when I combine it with Phantom Force. Barely. It's like the Mega Sharpedo flip turn deals 51 damage, and then I do 198 more minimum with Phantom Force, giving me 8 HP of wiggle room. We need to get rid of that wiggle room, and to do that, we are gonna need a sacrifice. That sacrifice is Berg. Berg comes in, takes a Zen Headbutt or the Earthquake, and should afterwards always be in pursuit range. If I'm not mistaken. At 148... I'm not 100% sure on it, but with Zen Headbutt I definitely am. And if it crits, then it KOs, and all the scare that anything I was worried about there was not relevant. Sad to see. 07 to Orbital. Berg, you were fantastic for a lot of this game. And this is where your journey came to an end. Unfortunate. That same lineup, that same line of thinking, though, still applies if we switch in Melee. Melee here is holding a magnet, has Volt Switch, and is faster than the Mega Metagross. It's one of the few Pokemon you can get that is guaranteed to be faster. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but for all intents and purposes, it is. I can Volt Switch, dealing a tiny bit of extra chip. With that tiny bit extra, Courtney can come in on the guaranteed Zen headbutt, and that thud does nothing to it. We mega evolve, and we flip turn with Courtney, and the combined damage of those two moves is enough to guarantee that we take him out. He earthquakes. Thanks to our increased defenses from Mega Evolving, that Earthquake was never going to kill us even on a crit. And with that extra damage from Flip Turn, Raihan can come in. Raihan is faster. And Phantom Force is a guaranteed KO on Metagross from this HP point forward. We needed 8 extra HP of damage, and that 8 extra HP came just from using Electrode there, Hisuian Electrode there, Melee there. And that leaves just the cleanup. Hoopa is going to come in first because it has a Focus Sash, thus thinking it can live the hit. It cannot. Dragon Dart deals at minimum 260 HP worth of damage to Hoopa, who has 260 HP. And because Dragon Dart hits not once, but twice, I bypass the Focus Sash and always KO the Hoopa. One Mon remaining, and it is a Soul Dew Latios. I don't have it in me to also steal that. So we're just gonna Dragon Darts and take out the Latios. And that means we beat Tate and Liza. We're now officially 80% done with Run and Bun. And are into the late game. I say 80%, if you look purely numerically, I believe there are... Like, I now passed the 80% mark. Mind Badge allows me to use Dive outside of battle. That looked so easy, man. Damn, thank you. This is absolutely a PB. Welcome, Syscode. It is 100% a PB because my previous PB was Watson. It's a move that's perfect for Psychic Pokemon. Yes. It is insane how big of a PB this is. Oh, that... Oops. Does that mean I get back my Orbital? I am kidding. I am very well aware that does not do that. There is one thing remaining to do. We are gonna be... There's two things, actually. Berg, you were incredible, and thank you for laying down your life. How did you do Mount Chimney Tack battle? I'm gonna come back to you in a little bit. Berg, thank you. And you were incredible for a lot of the fights, being a pivot in the late game, being a Reflect Mon in the early game. Without you, I probably would not have gotten through Cupfu. How did I do the Mount Chimney Tack battle? Mount Chimney, that's... Oh, wait, tag battle. Yeah, no. The tag battle was... Mount Pyre... No, you mean Pyre Attack. Pyre Attack, I just did 2 booms. I had a Muck, and I had a Camerupt, and the combined... Like, there was 2 explosions, and then a late game with Torterra. Where is the bear? That's the only other thing that we need to do. And after that, I'm gonna go because I need to have dinner. Is it this house? No. I don't remember where I can find the bear. To the left of Space Center. Ah, right. It's one... So I need to see them walk away. Go to Space Center. Be like, oh, that's suspicious. Run after them. And be like, okay, they're probably on the left, right? And find someone It's this guy. The Might Badge. Impressive. I've been watching you since you set foot in Mossdeep. Sometime I knew you were the trainer I was looking for. Much like you, Kupfu is a Pokemon with near unlimited potential. I trust you to help it fulfill that. To take care of Kupfu, proving that I made you... I didn't see the rest of that sentence. We hope for wet or creepy. Honestly, I'm fine with either. I have three decent to good dark types in my box in Honchkrow, Sharpedo, and Crocodile. And on the water end, I have four really good water types in Slowbro with incredible IVs, a Primarina, and again Sharpedo, Gyarados, and Milotic. Also, it doesn't quite count as a water type, but I also have a Golisopod. So, yeah. I think, technically, by the way, this guy needs to be called Mustard. Like, there's no other thing you're going to call this guy, if this is the theme you're going for. I think I prefer wet, but I'm not really. With Preem, we rather hope for creepy, I guess. You are probably right, but honestly, I think you're right. I think I prefer creepy because I have two incredible water types for the lead four, and I don't have like an incredible dark type for the lead four. I have good ones, I don't have an incredible one. Mustard. Inner focus, serious nature. That is always fine. Ooh, that attack IV sucks. But the rest is good. Honestly, if you need to invest one skill, there's like one skill that you can use it well on, and that is bring an IV from low to high on the one that you actually want one. 4-scale Goat. Do you need specifically like an attack or speed boosting nature for it? I know I don't have to tell you this, but please take your time on Space Center attack. I lost PB to that twice in a row in a tragic way. I am someone who's going to be very methodical in my plays, so I appreciate the warning, but yeah. Awa. I think you mean to say Ada. So like Adamant? I'm gonna guess you need like an Adamant preferably. Okay, I have not looked into this guy whatsoever yet. For obvious reasons. I'm actually meant to say Awa. Oh. Yeah. Oh no, I get it. I know about nature. Because you mentioned 4-scale Goat. Like, I feel like this is just a 1-scale Goat. The best nature depends on your team comp. That is fair. Okay, Mustard is gonna go to... I'm just gonna evolve it. I'm not gonna go any further than that. I'm just gonna evolve it. Level 14, level 15. Aerial Ace. Okay, cute. 16. 17, 18. He evolves at 30, right? I believe it's 30 that he evolves. Brick Break? No, because I can teach that at a later time. 50. My god. Okay, but I still think a nature change will be necessary from what I've seen. It's a neutral nature, so it's not like necessary, but we will see. Maybe in due time. 29, Scary Face. Probably not relevant, but might as well look at it. Aerial Ace is a move I can get back, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Scary Face. Mustard. 33, 34, 35. You know what? Let's up the speed a bit. Dynamic Punch. No. 40 Iron Head. Already packed for a vacation? No, I'm gonna do that tonight and tomorrow night. I've not had time to do that. I don't have any experience with Dark Shifu, but you might be able to get away with that one being a neutral nature. We will see. We will definitely see. I'm gonna get rid of Focus Energy and keep Iron Head for now. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Mustard is gonna evolve, and we are gonna see, is it wet or is it creepy? Aside from being a good Pokemon, sir. Whatever. It is wet. Right? I think that's Rapid Strike. That is Rapid Strike. Okay. That is the worst of the two outcomes, probably, but still very, very, very good. Cupfu, i.e. Urshifu, is insane. Creepy always on both legs. That's it, right? Okay. I'm gonna get rid of Rock Smash because I can relearn that at any time. This is the literal last thing I wanted to do. I'm gonna save right now. I will do the export later. Therefore, they have similarly strong performances just on different fights. From what I've heard, Rapid Strike is mostly good for the split for Juan split, and Dark Urshifu is much better for Elite Four specifically. Mostly because you want you need a Dark type for that because of Phoebe. Phoebe? Phoebe. Alright. And that's it for today. It's a bit of a shorter one because I just wanted to get these out of my system. Phoebe is so much easier with it. No, I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that. Let's pay it forward, shall we? Let's see who is streaming Run and Bun right now. I think it like plummeted with with Platinum Kaizo coming out, right? Congrats, good stream. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, Shuka. I appreciate it. Let's bring you guys over to... Oh, wow, that looks... I see someone who has 4 deaths in it, like in the preview screen. Let's not bring you guys over there. Let's bring you guys to CWU Lucha, who has been streaming for 3 hours and has just started, from what I can tell. But that is fine. We're gonna raid CW Lucha. And then I will bring you guys over there. And for now, I thank you guys for watching. And until next time, see you guys around. Bye-bye.